Good morning. This is Marty Eddington. I'd like to welcome you, my friends, to the second installment of my longevity blog. Today I'd like to talk about why I find longevity so important. It's because there's so much that we can do with our lives, so many things we can accomplish, and our lives are so short. Yes, our longevity is about twice as long as it was 100 years ago, but think about it. What could you do if you had another 50 years, another 100 years, another 200 years with your life? It would give you an amazing amount of possibilities. Now, when I do lectures, I usually ask a question of my audience that gets two types of answers. This is the question: how long would you like to live and why? Well, when I'm talking to a run-of-the-mill audience of people just off the street, the answer I usually get is, well, I'd only like to live to 60 or 70 or 80. And I say, why? And they say, because beyond that I won't be able to move, I'll be infirm, and life won't be enjoyable. Then there's the groups that I talk to who contain a lot of spiritual people and people who have done a lot of internal development, and they usually say something like this: I'd like to live until my mission is accomplished here on earth. And I don't know how long that will take me. It may take me a long time or a short time. But that's the type of answer that I like to hear, because that shows that those people have developed a real purpose in their life. And we'll talk about purpose in a later blog. But longevity is so important for several reasons. One, in terms of all the things you can accomplish. Secondly, in terms of the personal freedom it gives you. Think about it. If you knew that you would live hundreds of years and you were worried about government oppression and short-term things, wouldn't it change your perspective significantly about what's possible and how many things you could do with your life? So it's a topic that's always fascinated me, and I did studies of people all over the world. In 2008, I was very curious about claims of Indian yogis who said they could live hundreds of years. And when I researched it, I found that not only did people in India live a long time, but people all over the world live to tremendous ages. And I've documented that in my books, first in Physical Immortality, History and How-To Guide, and then later on in the 10 Principles of Personal Longevity. I found people well over the accepted age of 122, Gene Calumet in the Guinness Book of World Records, people 140, 160, 80, and even one Chinaman named Lai Ching-Yung who'd lived to 256 years old. Yeah, that's an incredible age, but it's pretty well documented in the New York Times in 1932, and I think some other places too. So anyway, there are some very long-lived people out there. We'll also talk about that, the possible limits of life extension in future blogs. But this is all why I consider longevity important, and I hope you do too. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.